It's your girl, Foxie Roxie. You're rocking with Foxie Roxie. Let's get into it, shall we? Introduction. I'm an entrepreneur. You know, I'm all about business and finding different avenues to make a buck. You know, I believe in generation wealth. So, and I believe by doing that, you got to be smart and know what's going on in the world. Also, with that, I believe you got to know how to climb the ladder, when to take a break and live and love, you know, and all that comes together. So, me, I am about educating people, telling them about themselves, about encouraging them, what I see, my advice that can make them grow and be a better person in this world. You know, not the dangers that lies ahead to stop going to and maybe can go a different path, you know, what I've been from, you know, where I come from in my experience. So Foxie Roxie is all about love, life, God, experience, family, relationships, all kind of relationship, just not, you know, a man and wife relationship, but having a good relationship with your parents, your siblings, you know, co-workers, all around aspects of life. That's who I am. And I just about love, you know, the love goddess, Foxie Roxie, baby, that's me.
What's going to make the Foxie Roxie show different, and what are you trying to bring to the audience? I know you explained who you about, but what you want the audience to know, what message you trying to give across?
Definitely you'll be receiving from Foxie Roxie. You're going to be rocking, you know what I'm saying, with the music. You're going to be rocking with the times, you know, keeping up with the modern day. You're going to know all them acronyms, them teenagers saying you're not going to be left behind. No, that's just a joke. I'm serious, though. But no, for real, you're going to also be able to, you know what's going on in the world. That's the main thing. One of the main things is you won't get left behind, because we can get so caught up in life. You got a husband, you got kids, you know, and then you get a chance to relax and be able to say, let me listen to what's rocking with Roxie, what's rocking with Foxie Roxie, what she got to tell me, so that'll be able to encourage you, even if you maybe just overwhelmed and you need to reflect on self-love. Let me listen to my girl, because she gonna give me some, you know, pointers on how I can reflect on self-love. Let me listen to my girl. Let's see what she got rocking about these bad kids, how she can tell me what I need to do, you know, and stuff like that, you know, things to come, you know, as far as, you know, maybe some celebrity news. You know, you like celebrities, you can listen. I keep up with that, what's in, you know, what's going on in celebrity news. And also, you know, maybe how you can make money. I keep up with the stocks and the bonds, you know, different the Dows, you know, whatever, something about that money, you know. If there's new black business, you know, you can learn about that. If it's in the community, you know, I'm all about growth. And I'm about putting it out so others can learn about it, socializing. You know, I'm about relationships, love. So if there's new hot places, you can take your loved one, have a candlelight dinner, you know, relax, where you can have a girls' trip, you know, all that. I'm all about, you know, overall about life. And you can come to my show to hear about life and relax and get your laugh on, get some love on, and learn.
All right. Now, you're from the Dallas area, right? You represent Oak Cliff or SD?
Oak Cliff.
You represent Oak Cliff.
That's my hood.
Born and raised?
Get it in your face, get it understood. You don't want, yes, I am. Yes, born and raised, pretty much. You know, I was a Marine girl, daddy's girl, and so 2 weeks I was born here in Dallas, Texas. I flew to California. We stayed there some years, and then we flew to Tennessee, and then we came back to Texas. I don't know why, but God had something designed for your girl, so we came back here. So
your experience of growing up in Oak Cliff, you know, what was like some of the most memorable experiences of you growing up there and representing your hood so hard? Why you represent Oak Cliff so hard, girl?
Fun fact, because when I came back, if you can kind of tell, I don't have too much of a country twang, you know, down here, y'all in the South, this is what we do, you understand, you heard me. I don't speak like that. So when I came back to Texas, you know, my uncles and aunties and cousins would mess with me, and they were like, dance Nicole. So Nicole is another name. And so they would tell me to dance. And I would dance and I was snapping all off a beat. So one week I went in the house. All week I stayed in there and watched Soul Train. I did not come back out until I watched Soul Train for a week. And baby, I came out and I was doing the snake. I was doing the running man. I was doing the wobble. And I made them proud of me. And from that point on, I represent Oak Cliff because I was known I won, talent shows, dance contests. Yep.
So tell us a little bit about those talent shows. When did you realize you had the talent to get out there and perform in front of people and do your thing? And
to be honest, growing up in church, doing plays, singing in the choir, doing solos. But then once, my fast tail got into school and wanted to do.
Hold on. You said doing solo, so you can sing a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, you can't do that without us hearing something.
Oh,
I mean, you don't have to do no Amazing Grace and that, but just give us one bar. Can we get one bar from you?
Well, since you brought up Amazing Grace, Amazing Grace shall always be my song of praise. For it was grace. I told you, people, you're going to come to laugh.
That's Foxie Roxie right there for you. The good, the bad, all of it.
All of it, baby. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
But
yes, sir.
I know I put you on the spot, but I heard.
You heard a little, harmony.
Yeah, I heard a little,
like Martin say, woo, 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 woo. Yeah.
There you go. That's what I want to hear right there. So growing up in the church.
Yes, definitely. Growing up in church all my life.
What denomination did you grow up?
Pentecostal.
Oh, so y'all got down.
Yeah. Seriously got down. Man, very strict. I grew up in a very strict household. So, I
can see that in you. I can see the Pentecostal. So y'all would, because I've been to several Pentecostals. Is it the type that run?
Yeah, it's the Pentecostal that they run, shout, your tongues, all that. Yes.
I was just my experience because my brother, not my older brother, you met my older brother, but my younger brother, he took me to a Pentecostal church in Garland one time. And, I know my brother all my life. Mm-hmm. And then, all of a sudden I look over, he was crying, yelling and screaming. And dude looked at me and like, man, what's wrong with you? I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with me. Mm-hmm. Church of Christ over here.
Okay, gotcha.
And like, ain't nothing wrong with me. No, man, why ain't you feeling the spirit? What's wrong with you? So they got to hit me upside the head. And,
oh, no.
Oh, yeah, they hit me upside.
No.
So I finally
they
realized.
They were doing the exorcism.
About after 3 times them hitting me upside the head, I better go ahead and fall so they leave me alone. So that 3rd time I fell, put the blanket over me and they went on. So I was like, I figured that's what I had to do. So anyway, that's Pentecostal experience for me. Yeah.
You know what? That's one of the best ways I've heard it told that way because I understand what you're going through. I understand what you went through anyway because, hey, baby, I had to experience it. I'll take some things from it, and that's the reason why from Pentecostal I started to say I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. Then I start going into non-denominational. As long as you still believe in the Trinity, I'm good.
There we go. I like that. Yeah, there was a rapper called De La Soul rap group.
Oh yeah,
and one of their favorite songs of mine. It said, "Trying to find God, but find religion instead."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, for real. So going back, the first song that I won on my dance contest for the school, I think I was in like the 6th grade, was "I Push It" by Salt and Pepper.
Oh,
yes, and I won 1st place.
I can imagine the gyrations taking place.
Push it real good.
So you was the uncontrollable person, right? It was hard to control you. I'm assuming because you just seem like you just an atom bomb of energy, right?
Yeah, I'm like I'm like the same sign as Malcolm X. So yeah, it's all by all by all means necessary. So yeah, I'm like bullheaded, like stubborn, like I'm all like.
Are you a Taurus or something?
Yes, sir, I am. So when I get my mind focused and steady, and I want to seek it out, I'm gonna seek it out to the end.
Did you get a lot of whoopings growing up?
I got beatings. I didn't get.
Oh my!
What a whoopings! What a whoopings!
The views and opinions on this show does not represent. Do not go after anybody in her family for the switches, the electrical cord,
the fist, the backhand slaps.
Oh my God!
But it did. Mama made me the woman I am today. Mama, love you.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Strong woman sitting over there.
Yes.
Well, I'm really excited about what you're going to present to the audience, and you're going to create a kind of an energetic and informative.
Oh, yeah, and I'm going to do some interviews. I do know.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You
I
into
worked
interviews?
with
Okay.
a producer once before, Ricky P. Shout out to Ricky P. And so he did, believe in potential of me as well. And we tried to do a platform. However,
What happened?
Yeah, we was all young, and it was a lot of males. So it was a lot of, ego stroking. And I was one of the women amongst those males. And so
Right.
I couldn't really move the way I want to because they would shut me down. But they was willing to work with me. However, again, the egos got in place, I believe, and then we couldn't build a unity to make something really happen.
Right.
I believe now that we're older, we can come back and work with each other. Ricky is awesome. He always believed in me. He was going to help me produce my EP.
Yeah.
And then also he's presented some celebrities that I interviewed before
Right.
and been around. So
Okay.
yeah, and he's still willing to do that. So I look forward to doing that as well,
There you
bringing
go.
interviews with celebrities and stuff. And I already have some that said they'll still work with me. Yeah.
What do you want the Roxie brand to be about? Right?
Overall,
Yeah.
overall, I want it to be about self-love.
Self-love. Okay.
Yeah.
I know you keep saying that, so I know there's a deeper side of you, and I can tell by looking at you and how you keep saying self-love, self-love, self-love.
Yes.
Do you have problems expressing that on the mic or expressing that to other people, or is that
No, I've grown into it to express it. I've been through a lot where I did not. I would always put people first, and I wouldn't take on my own self.
Right.
I would always put myself in the back, and therefore I went into deep depressions at times, and didn't really love myself.
Really?
I would look in the mirror, and sometimes, oh, you big, you fat, you ugly, you nobody. Like I would shame myself because I was pouring so much in other people. And then one day it was just like I woke up, thank you God. I woke up and was like, wait a minute.
Right.
He made me just like he made them. Roxie, why are you putting all this energy into other people that's not pouring back into your life?
Right.
You have to stand for something or you're going to fall for anything. So it's just like, okay, if they don't feel like I'm valued or I'm cherished, then why are you putting so much value on their life and they're not putting it on yours? So then that's when I start saying, I don't care. Because, people, they'll like to use you and leech you. And so they'll try to make you feel like you're the problem when it's actually them because you're doing everything for them. So I just said, you know what? I don't care if you call me mean, ugly, whatever. I'm going to do it for me.
There you go.
And when I start doing it for me, the heavens open up.
Interesting. So when it comes, obviously, with some of the other podcasts that we have, and gentlemen, we talk about this issue of women being scorned, right?
Right.
And then they project that onto the next person and the next person. Is that you? Or do you hit the reset button on every guy you meet or every situation? You don't carry that baggage over to the next person?
You got it. I hit a reset button. And the reason why is because the way I've been treated, I decided don't do that because I felt like a lot of people treat me the way the last person treated them. So hurt people, and I don't want to be in that statistic. I don't want to be like that. I want to show that you can have that self-love, you can meditate, you can heal, and you can project good energy on the next person because we all got stories. We all been hurt in one way or the other. And a lot of people have been hurt worse than you even can imagine.
Right.
So why even project more hurt on them? Why not, project love and the good energy so they can, take that and then pay it forward to the next person.
Right.
But if we keep just going around in the world projecting bad energy on each other, guess what that's going to do? It can project bad energy on the next one, on the next one, on the next one.
Now, do you, with that strong belief that you have, and you're really expressing that in this conversation, do you adjust based on the person you're dealing with? In other words, to reach people, sometimes you got to make adjustments.
Yeah.
And you got to kind of be, okay, so this person I got to be on 10. On this person I might need to be on 5. This one I might need to be on 2.
Yep.
So how do you do that? How do you calculate that in your mind? How do you do that?
Well, because you're right. I used to be that way. I used to be just on one playing level, right? But then, okay, I said I was raised up in church. God is first in my life. That's when I started realizing God said, well, you got to understand, Roxie, people are going to be, they're going to be below average, they're going to be average, and then they're going to be above average. You got to understand who you're dealing with, okay? And that means mentally wise and everything. So yes, my friend, you have to know who you're dealing with and take it on that level. If you know that you're dealing with a foolish person, why would you sit there and debate against a foolish person? You can say what you want to say, leave it at that, and sometimes they may need a little extra love, whether if they're willing to accept it or not, but you have no regrets with you. You give it, and hey, you let them decide what they want to do with it.
What did Denzel say? My man. How they twist about Denzel said, my man. You just smile and say, my man.
Yes,
that's a good thing
definitely.
to do. I noticed it. I was like, man, that's a good way of handling sometimes.
Yes, yes. My mom taught me, kill it with kindness, because I used to want to just kill you.
See, we got to tap that down, right? You scaring off your audience already. You got started.
Don't go kill anybody, nobody, y'all. That's what I'm saying. Self-love. When you have self-love, when you get mature enough to have self-love, regardless of what anybody say to you or treat you, you know who you are, and you continue to have your own self-love and be who you are.
Now, I am a little curious because I'm sure the guys would probably say the same thing. Is that how do you date? Because some of us black men, we kind of have an issue with somebody that might be a little too strong and too opinionated and too on tilt. So how do you dial that back for your guy, or do you look for a guy on 10 too?
No, I can't have a guy on 10. I need someone who's going to balance me. Yes. And I just recently was in a relationship like that, on 10, and it can't be that way. And I think he really realized let me back down, because when I'm on 10, I'm on 10. But yes, I need a guy that's going to balance me, and he knows that I'm really not just a bad person. I'm very emotional, and I'm very passionate about what I feel and what I think, and if he takes that on, then I think that he'll know how to handle me. Okay, now I do need, sometimes he'll be like, Say, I need you to calm that down and bring that down, because I need that king, Right. I need him to be that head. I can't do nobody weak, Nah, I'm not gonna be able to do that. No, I'll pass. But I love a strong man, I do, but I don't love one that's gonna be too dictating, say, jump, and I'll probably be like, ha, ha, ha. No, we're not gonna be able to do that, I can't do that. But I do love a loving, strong man, because he's gonna do it with love.
Well, but you kind of answered the question, but kind of didn't.
Okay.
Because the question, which is kind of controversial, is you're a strong black woman. How do you show that loving side to that man and make him feel more? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm submissive.
Because one thing that we always talk about is emasculating a man. You don't want to do that.
No, but see, a lot of people don't understand, if black men are very dominant, black women are as well. We have the same type of genes. So I think that's where it comes in, where the controversy, she's always nagging and black angry, women are angry, black women are angry and stuff like that. It's not that. It's just that we are dominant as well, and then we're strong-headed, and we got it going on as well. But a lot of black women, as myself and the women in my family, we're very submissive. We know how to nurture our man. We know he gonna go and get it. We're like a lioness. We can go get it too. We're gonna cook for you. We're gonna clean. We're gonna cook. We're gonna take care of the kids. That's what we do, because that's how we show our appreciation. Right. And even my type of the generation, we even can go farther as Destiny's Child and them say, let me cater to you. You know what I'm saying? Wear your robe, baby, and your slippers, and maybe your cigar if that's what you do. Or your glass of your whiskey or your scotch or whatever. But
so with that's great. That's beautiful. When that man mess up, because he's gonna mess up. We're all human. Yeah. So when he mess up, what's your reaction to a man when he messes up?
To first, really think about why did he mess up? What is he messing up? Why is he messing up? Because it's got to be a reason, right? And we know we mess up sometimes, because that's just human nature. Right. Error to humans.
We all.
All of us. Or is he messing up because he's vindictively trying to do something towards me or some way he feels towards me? Then I need to calculate, or I need to sit and process everything that's what's going on. Now, once I've sit and processed it, prayed over it, and say, okay, let go. You know what I'm saying? We need to have a conversation. They'll put everything out. You know, this is the future husband I am planning to have. Let's put everything out on the table, because I believe honesty and communication is a key for a successful relationship. You're going to be like my best friend, and I'm going to be yours. It shouldn't be nothing that we have to hide anything from, because when I feel like you hide, it'll come back to bite you later on.
All is excellent, but you still kind of answered my question.
Okay, what you talking about? Like,
when he mess up,
I'm going to bring it to the table. I'm going to process it.
But how? Are you going to bring it on the table, like, you know?
Give me a situation. Every situation is different.
So he stayed out too late 5 times in a row.
Been there.
After you didn't told him, you know, you need to respect and be home by 2:30.
So if it comes down to that, I'm going to just have the conversation. It's going to be more firm, and it's going to be more aggressive, because I feel like I talk to you. So either you just don't care, you know what I'm saying? Or you're going deaf. Which one is it? Which I know you're not going deaf, because you hear me speaking to you, bro. So at this point, you don't care. So where should we go with this? You want to continue to move this way? So if you want to continue to move this way, because I'm going to move the way you move, just like that, okay? When I move, you move, just like that. So we're going to move. So you either finna move on your way, and I'm moving on my way, or we're going to get on the same page and move together. You call it, bro. But I'm not going to go out. We're not going to have this conversation anymore.
From a podcast standpoint, once these people hear you, it's going to be on blast. Because there's going to be some guys who going to want to get on here and tell you a few things.
Yes.
And there's going to be some females that want to agree with you. So it's...
I got homeboys. I got good, close guy friends. So I've had these conversations before. But, you know, eventually, you know, at first they argued with me. But then when they got in a relationship, then they was like, Roxie, say, man, you right. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you thought you just gonna be able to just keep being a player?
So you give guys advice?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you like homegirl, the homegirl that they can holler at. Hey, Roxie, let me tell you the situation I'm going through. So on the podcast, if gentlemen have certain questions or things they're going through, and that girl don't get it, they can come to you and get some advice.
Exactly.
You think it's gonna work? What's your success rate?
My success rate is, I would say my success rate is about 80% maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, 80%. If they do what I tell them to do, if they really listen to me and not put extra in it, their own little extra, then then they call back. Man, I say, well, what did you do? Did you do exactly what I told you to do? Well, I put a little bit. Yeah, well, then, it wasn't going to go all the way right.
I would love to see you have a female Kevin Samuels type segment, since you know what women want. And you can tell the guys
definitely
about, you know, hey, this is how you need to treat your woman, and this is what you need to do if she do this. That'd be interesting to hear you say it and get the feedback.
Even my SD, he'll listen to me. My mom, she was like, yeah, that's my daughter. Yes. Now, some men are going to like it because they're going to be like, what? But, you know, hey, a lot of it I go off of based on God, like the truth. Like, I look at it, how would God would want us as women to be treated by men? Okay. And me, or my daughters, or my nieces, or my mother. I go through all that, you know.
What's your thoughts on counseling and you know, when a woman or man kind of go through some life changes and they need to, you know, some help? So what's your kind of, because you said self-help several times, right?
Self-love, definitely.
Self-love and self-help. Okay.
Yep.
I think they kind of go one and the same.
They do.
So once you start this podcast and start communicating with your listeners, are you about women being empowered to do what? Women
being empowered to definitely love themselves and know that they can do whatever they put their mind to. Okay. That they don't have to just be wives and mothers. You know, which are great accomplishments. However, just because you're a woman that had a baby doesn't make you a good mother. Just because you're married doesn't make you a good wife. But being those things, there are huge accomplishments. But you can also, if you want to be a designer, a clothes designer, you have that. Okay. If you want to be a model, you still can do that. If you want to own your own company, you can do whatever you put your mind to, and that is because because women back in the day didn't have rights like they have them now. And so I don't want women to sleep on that, thinking that a man is the only big accomplishment and kids and being married. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I want to break some generation curses in my family, so my nieces know that they can soar and be whatever they choose to be.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
that's the reason why. But I'm also from my black men. I have a 29-year-old son. So I raised a son.
There
You know,
you
I
go.
raised a black man, and he's doing very well for himself. And I'm so proud, and I'm grateful that I didn't become the statistics of him being a dope dealer or a gangbanger. But he graduated from college with his bachelor's, and he's doing awesome. Ding 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 ding. Yeah.
That's somewhere on here. That's the wrong one. I have to get the stickers. That is excellent. No,
Yes.
Listen, congratulations on
Thank
that
you.
for sure. Because
Thank you.
our single moms out there have it tough, right?
Yes, very.
And you got one across the finish line.
I
So
did.
you need to pat yourself on the back.
Yes,
for that,
sir.
for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Definitely.
sir. Yes.
Well, Roxy, I think I've said a whole lot, and I think the audience got a kind of a glimpse into who you are and what you're going to bring to
Yes.
this podcast. And I've been around you a little bit, and I
Yes.
can say that I've seen your range of topics and range of performance and interviews and,
Yes.
and shows and dating things and stuff like that. So I think the audience is in for a really, really pleasant surprise.
If I can say myself, I do believe they are. Now, I know it's going to probably be some people just do not believe or want to really go for what I say. But I
Plenty.
think as that seed get planted and it comes across their life reality, okay, then they're going to be like, let me tune back in. All right. Well, I like to thank everybody for coming and listening and coming in to get something out of this conversation. If it was just something to make you laugh, but hopefully it gave you a warm, good feeling. Please do come back and rock with your girl, Foxie Roxie. Until then, love, peace, and soul.